Good morning, everyone. I'm very happy to be here and welcome you all to the DOT FIFA 2026 World Cup Summit. My name is Kobe Jones, and I'm thrilled to be today's MC and welcome you all here today. It truly is an honor for me to be a part of this because I know this game. I played it my entire life, and it's a sport that propelled me to another level, and it's an opportunity for so many different people to experience that same gift. I want to let you know that the pride and the honor that I have to be up here to have participated in the World Cup, and let you know that it truly is indescribable. Having been a part of the games in 1994, I can't underscore the impact that 94 World Cup had on me and had on the entire country. For those of you that maybe weren't around and didn't have the opportunity to be there and weren't a participant during that time, I think we have to look back and understand what soccer was like in 94. It was a sport that not many people knew a whole lot about here within the United States. There was a very passionate group that did understand it. There was a passionate group that was saying, you don't know what's coming your way in 94 when the World Cup is coming. That it is special. That it is a moment that will be indescribable. And let me tell you, it was exactly that. Being part of that 94 team and coming from an era where no one really knew about soccer and there's very little visuals of soccer on TV, it was special to see the 94 World Cup, come to fruition. We went from a situation where there were very few people knowing about soccer to all of a sudden it was like, what's this game? What's it all about? People wanting to be a part of the World Cup. I can remember a particular experience, and this is very LA-centric, because that is where I'm from, that let me know that, wow, this is something special. If you know Los Angeles at all, you know the freeways are always crowded, no matter what. Being part of the team for that 94 World Cup, and this is the moment where I knew this was really something special. We're on the bus, going to training during the World Cup. We're heading to the 5 freeway, and there's no one there. I'm like, wait a second, what's going on? And then I looked down and saw that the police had stopped the entire 5 freeway, for our bus to drive through smooth to go to training. That was the moment for me where I said, being from LA, okay, we made it. We're here. Everyone's going to love this game and is going to participate in this. But let me tell you, there were some upset people, on the freeway trying to get to work. But that was the moment for me. I really knew that we had made it. 30 plus years later, we have the World Cup coming back to the United States. It is something special. I try to put it, or try to think about it in the way of explaining it to those of us that have children. If you think you know what's going to happen here, you don't know. It's like saying, oh, I've had my first child. Guess what? The second child is going to be just like the first one. No, we know that that's not true. Completely different. This World Cup will be different. It's going to be bigger, better, brighter, more exciting. That's what it's going to come down to. In 1994, for those of you that know, it was a special moment. The whole world's eyes were upon us. Within the United States, everyone got on board and participated and helped out that U.S. team make a special run. Well, in this World Cup, we have double the amount of teams as in 1994. There are going to be 48 teams spread across 3 different countries where we have the opportunity to bring all of these countries together. But between Mexico, Canada, and the United States, we are going to be celebrating the World Cup here with 48 different teams. This is the opportunity to bring cultures together. This is going to be a special moment, in my humble opinion, where everyone's going to be coming together to celebrate the beautiful game. And as they say, An old African proverb, it takes a village. Well, that's exactly what it's going to be like for this World Cup. It's going to take a village, and you are all part of that village, to make sure that everything is going right within this World Cup and the celebrations can be special for everybody here. This is not only a celebration of the beautiful game, it's a celebration of the 250th anniversary of our nation. So that's a whole nother level where, as I was talking to some people, we do have the opportunity for the U.S. to possibly play on July 4th, where something could be really special and take it to another level. But I want all of you to know the games are more than the 90 minutes on the field. It truly is a celebration for all of these different countries that come here today, come here during the World Cup. It's not just the 90 minutes, it's the celebration before, it's the celebration after. And we know when we talk about events, you talk about those 90 minutes, but you'd also talk about the experience that you had around it. And everyone here is going to be a part of that. So I want to say, for the work that all of you are doing, making sure that trains run on time, that planes bring tourists in and out safely, trucks are delivering food to the stadiums, all of that is essential to make it something special, to make it a memory for all the fans, all the people, and everyone watching around the world. It truly is the beautiful game. It does take a village, and we are all part of that village. Okay. So thank you for what you do, and let's get the show started. First up, we've got a quick video from my colleagues at Fox. Can we roll it?
FIFA officially announced
the greatest sporting event on the planet returns to
the centerpiece of the world's greatest soccer.
It is a party, it's a celebration for the world.
Wake up, America, it's time to go again. Truly an event like no other.
This is incredible. This is going to be the biggest, the best World Cup.
Fans are ready for this one.
Everyone set, please. Here we go.
Billions of people around the world. There's so little in this world that unites us as a country, unites us as a planet.
A sensational finish, an absolute beaut. It doesn't get better. There is just so much quality. Look at that.
Oh my goodness! Try is locked into goal!
And these scenes will live forever.
I love that. I love that. The beautiful game, a perfect example that it's more than just what happens on the field. It's a little bit of everything. Pretty awesome. Right now, I'd like to turn things over to the host of today's event, the 20th U.S. Transportation Secretary, Sean P. Duffy.
How great is this? We have Kobe here emceeing our event. He is a legend, a National Soccer Hall of Famer, a three-time World Cup player, Fox Sports analyst. So Kobe, thank you for being here. Thank you for doing this for us. Again, bringing so much energy in a week of great soccer energy with the FIFA draw tomorrow. So we are truly grateful for that. Hey, everybody. Yeah. Welcome to DOT. Thank you all for coming. Listen, we are excited. Tomorrow is going to be a great day at the Kennedy Center. President Trump is going to be there. Thousands of people are going to be in attendance. But around the world, 1 billion people are going to tune in to watch the draw at the Kennedy Center. So we're excited that we're kicking the event off today here at DOT. We're excited about FIFA. The president is excited about FIFA because it's a great sporting event, but it's going to come to America on our 250th anniversary. And again, in America, we love sports. We love to celebrate our birthdays, so to combine those two things together is going to be absolutely fantastic. On top of that, at the White House, we're going to have the first ever UFC fight as well, so it's going to be a great celebration of America's 250th birthday. As we look to these games, right, we're going to have 6 million people that are going to come into the United States to watch these games. So I've talked with State, I've talked with Homeland, we've partnered together. The president has given this directive. If you're watching around the world, we're going to make travel seamless for you as you come into the country. We're going to make it as easy as possible so you can come in and enjoy the great World Cup event that's going to go off. Some people have wondered, well, we're here at DOT. Why are we at DOT? What do you have to do with FIFA and the World Cup and soccer? I don't want to overstate it, but I think we may be more important than the coaches, the refs, maybe the players, I'm not sure. We have a big role in making sure that this event goes off really well. And so I just want to talk about that a little bit because people move throughout the country during the World Cup on planes, trains, and automobiles. And so first, we have the FAA. The FAA knows we're going to have a lot of international travel that comes into the country. And then as people get to the U.S., a lot of people are going to travel by airplane between the host cities. We are clearing the skies, clearing the decks, making sure air travel is going to be seamless. The FAA is already working on that. The one thing we can't control is the weather, so if we have weather issues that pop up, I don't have any control on that, but the FAA is working to make sure air travel goes incredibly well. Rail, we're prepping our tracks, making sure we have enough cars as fans go between host cities, making sure that our rail runs on time, our rail is safe. All that work is happening right now as we prep for a massive number of fans coming into the country. Motor carriers, incredibly important as people travel between host cities on buses, making sure we have buses that are safe, making sure we have drivers that are vetted. But almost more important than that, as our fans go to the games, we need to make sure that we have enough beer and hot dogs. And it's our motor carriers that make sure that we are well stocked with all of the accoutrements for an enjoyable game. They also bring in all of the equipment that allows our networks to broadcast this event worldwide. And so that's the role that motor carriers play. One of the biggest parts of what we do, though, is transit and making sure that our subway systems, our buses, we have enough cars, we have enough buses. We actually bring in additional assets to make sure we can move people seamlessly from the hotels in which they're staying, getting them to the games, getting them there on time, getting them there safely. All happens at DOT. And so it just doesn't happen by us, making it an afterthought. We've been thinking about this for over a year. How do we make these games great? How do we showcase America to showcase then the World Cup? And so I want to thank the whole DOT team who's here. Again, we have consistent meetings. How are we doing? How is everyone working together? And I feel very confident as a secretary that this is going to go off incredibly well. I do want to take a moment, and I don't want to be a Debbie Downer for you all, but one of the issues that we see that I think is it's a tragedy. There's a lot of human trafficking in the U.S. but around the world, and when big sporting events like this happen, it is a time when more human trafficking takes place, and we want to do all we can to make sure we stop these young women who are being trafficked. And I want to take a moment. I was just talking about transit. The New Jersey transit team has gone above and beyond to make sure they're running ads, heightening the knowledge of their travelers to understand the signs of someone who may be trafficked. And so the DOT today, U.S. DOT, is going to award for their great work New Jersey Transit an additional $50,000 as a recognition of the work that they're doing to stop human trafficking and to maybe put a few more resources into that effort to make sure people see the signs. Again, we want to enjoy these games. It's a great time to celebrate. It's a great time for countries to rally around their teams, but we also want to make sure that if there are bad things happening, that we're doing all we can to stop it. So to New Jersey Transit, we thank them for all that they're doing. So again, I want to welcome you all to DOT. Thank you for being here. I want you all to know that, again, we are working incredibly hard. And it's not just us, again, though we probably have the most important part of this. Don't tell Marco Rubio or Kristi Noem I said that, but we do. But we all are working together. And what I love is that our president, you go to the Oval Office, he's had a FIFA trophy sitting in the Oval for months on end. He is excited about the games and has given a directive to all his cabinet secretaries. Make sure this is seamless. Make sure this is great. Make sure this is the greatest sporting event for the World Cup ever. And so that is the mission, and that's what we're trying to deliver on. I'm a hockey guy. I'm sorry, Kobe, not necessarily a soccer guy. It was before my time in northern Wisconsin. So I'm going to give you the 1980 Olympic hockey team, Herb Brooks, whose famous quote was, "Great moments are born from great opportunity." Gentlemen, we have a great opportunity coming this summer. Let's maximize it. Let's love it. Let's have a blast. Let's have a ball. Let's stay safe. And let's make sure the U.S. wins. With that, Kobe, I'll give it back to you. Thank you.
Great opportunity indeed. Now let's welcome the Executive Director of the White House's World Cup Task Force, Andrew Giuliani.
Well, good morning, everybody, and one day till the draw here coming up at the Kennedy Center. Very, very exciting. You know, I thought this week that I might, or the White House Task Force on the World Cup, might have the busiest week in Washington. But looking at what the Department of Transportation has done just in the last couple days with Dulles Airport and a commitment to making it a great gateway for our nation's capital, and then, of course, with the incredible announcement yesterday with President Trump in reducing CAFE standards to make cars more affordable. Really, congratulations to you, Secretary Duffy, and the transportation team here. So to all of you guys, a round of applause for making transportation more seamless for Americans. I also want to give a real shout out to the umbilical cord from the Department of Transportation to the White House Task Force, the hard workers. You know, Secretary Duffy's a hard worker, but Secretary Duffy and I, we get the opportunity to come up here and speak with you and get to talk to Kobe Jones and all that stuff. But some people, like my staff, need to actually do the hard work. Well, the Department of Transportation, along with Secretary Duffy, that's Chief of Staff Pete Meacham, Ben Segrist and Felicia Alexander, who we talk with on a daily basis and are doing everything they possibly can, not just to give Americans and international visitors a seamless visit here as they come for this mega event that is going to be the World Cup, but really the greatest and safe transportation experience that they'll have. And I'll tell you one of the experiences that I've already had with them. As many of you already know, we had the Club World Cup earlier this summer, and the semifinals and finals were in the Meadowlands at MetLife Stadium. I believe it'll be known as New York, New Jersey Stadium. I have to put New York first as a New Yorker. Some of you may know that I am a New Yorker. I like to mention it on occasion that, by the way, I'm a New Yorker. But we had a great experience before the semifinal, going from, I think I started at Penn Station, but I met the rest of the team at the New Jersey Transit Hub. We then ended up taking a bus to Secaucus Junction, and then from Secaucus Junction, we took the train with many Brazilian and Chelsea fans. Chelsea obviously went on to win that, and that was such a great experience that a few days later, President Trump invited me to go to the game on Marine One when he gave out the final. And Secretary Duffy, Pete, Ben, Felicia, I can honestly say that my time going to MetLife with you that Wednesday, it was one of the best couple of experiences I had had that week going to MetLife Stadium. But truly the size and scope of this tournament is amazing. When you think about how many people will be coming to the United States, as Secretary Duffy said, over 6 million people. But when you think about how many people will be watching the United States of America alone, an average Super Bowl gets about 130 million people. For this World Cup final, FIFA is projecting over 2 billion people to be watching. Really, the world will be watching. And when you think about the logistical issues that come with moving people, these 6 million people, and that's not to mention all the Americans that are coming here for America 250 events, celebrating over our 250th birthday, to go from Boston to New York to Philadelphia, Houston to Dallas, Kansas City, to maybe watch the opening game for the United States of America in Los Angeles, then up to Seattle, then down to San Francisco. I mean, it is going to truly take every method of transportation necessary, and a key part of that, and I mentioned this before, but something that I talk about with President Trump almost every time that we talk about the World Cup, is making it safe and secure, doing everything we possibly can to make sure that not just Americans that have the opportunity to go to games or to go to fan fests or enjoy the incredible birthday experiences that we'll be having over America 250 have a great trip, but part of that is making sure that they have a safe trip and a safe trip home to their families. So we're focusing on making sure from a safety and security standpoint around the stadiums, in the diplomatic hotels, but certainly on the railways, on planes, on buses, that Americans, that those international tourists have a safe transit experience and that they're able to come back to their home country telling how incredible the United States of America is as a host. And just a little bit more of the scope of this, because it really, really is amazing. 104 games, 78 in the United States of America, 11 host cities. What we'll be finding out here tomorrow is where many of those teams will be playing, but what we'll also be finding out over the next month are maybe some of the cities around the United States of America that has not been the focus of this World Cup, where teams will base for the better part of a year. Think about if Argentina draws the Northeast. They very well could be based in Alexandria, Virginia, or maybe Providence, Rhode Island. If Brazil draws the West Coast, they could be in Boise, Idaho. The amount of international visitors that will actually come to the United States of America, regardless of whether or not they have a ticket, so that way they can enjoy what is going to be a mega event, this truly greatest event in human history, which is the World Cup. One final thought, because I think this is so key on our 250th birthday, as we approach our 250th birthday. I really believe the World Cup is the best opportunity for us as a country to show the greatness, true American exceptionalism in our first 250 years, and then the hope and promise of our next 250 years, and how people move about this incredible country that is the United States of America is such a key to that story. So Secretary Duffy, thank you so much for the time. I know we want to get on to Kobe Jones, guys that actually can kick the soccer balls. The thing that I've learned in this job is you're not allowed to use your hands here. So don't use your hands, you get red cards. So here's my red card. I'm getting off of here. And let's make sure we have really the greatest sporting event in the history of the world. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We're now going to turn to FIFA's Chief Business and Strategy Officer, someone that I've known for quite some time working within U.S. soccer and over the years here within the United States in the soccer world, Amy Hopfinger.
Good morning. First, I'd just like to share our thank you on behalf of FIFA to the Department of Transportation for bringing this group together. It's so great to see so many dedicated state, local, federal, private sector, public sector, some of our host cities here, some of my FIFA colleagues. So thanks for taking the time this morning. I know it's a busy week for a lot of us. We have a big day ahead of us tomorrow. But on behalf of FIFA, on behalf of the FIFA World Cup 26, I'd like to thank Secretary Duffy and his entire team for their commitment to supporting next summer's FIFA World Cup. And ensuring travelers and transportation is a vital part of that success. The speed with which this administration and the care with which this administration has approached the FIFA World Cup is really second to none. You've heard from a few speakers today what we've been able to accomplish over the last 10, 11 months is really remarkable, and it's on behalf of the administration, the agencies that we've been able to work with, our FIFA colleagues and our host cities that we are at this place today and ready to announce a schedule tomorrow and then again on Saturday, where we'll really be able to kickstart that next phase of planning. We're 189 days away from the largest sporting event in the history of the world, so no pressure to everyone in this room, but we are excited about welcoming over 6 million ticket holders. We're looking at $30 million in financial economic impact to the United States. That is second to none. We really need to make sure that we are ready to welcome the world. We have this opportunity, this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and we need to meet that mark. Next summer's tournament presents unique challenges to our transportation systems, not only with the footprint across the United States, but also cross-border travel with our partners in Canada and Mexico. We've worked hand in hand with our host city committees on mobility planning, wayfinding, and messaging so fans can safely travel to and from matches next summer. We're grateful to DOT for their support of the host cities in this process, and we'll work to ensure consistent messaging, communication, and collaboration with local authorities across all of our venues to provide a seamless experience and travel around the stadiums. In the months ahead, we look forward to working with you all to ensure a safe and successful FIFA World Cup, smooth travel experiences, transportation for soccer fans around the globe, and to make sure that the United States is ready to welcome the world in less than 200 days. Thanks again to Secretary Duffy, to the FTA Administrator, to the rest of the Department of Transportation staff, to our partners in the White House Task Force and our host cities for organizing today's summit and for being part of it. It's great to see so much energy and excitement around transportation. And looking forward to the next couple days here in DC and then the next final sprint as we get ready for 26. Thank you.
Thank you, Amy. Appreciate that. Now we're going to bring up someone that has been within the soccer world in a variety of different ways over the years, children himself enjoying the game, and now a very important position within U.S. Soccer. We're bringing up U.S. Soccer Federation incoming COO, Dan Helfrich.
Thank you to Secretary Duffy and to everybody for assembling this group. And while we at U.S. Soccer are extraordinarily excited for all 48 teams that will compete, we're really excited about the one that will be wearing the red, white, and blue. I don't come here with predictions for how our team will fare, but I will tell you that over the last few months, you can see palpably the energy, the passion, the grit, and the tenacity that our team will bring to the field in June, and they will challenge the world's best for sure. It was interesting, Secretary Duffy referenced Herb Brooks. I was with our coach Mauricio earlier this week, and he actually said, true story, he had just watched Miracle on the plane, and it got him extraordinarily excited for this summer. And while we are focused on an extraordinary event and an extraordinary performance for our team, I did want to share that our focus at U.S. Soccer is squarely on the legacy that this event and then the Olympics and then the 2031 Women's World Cup should create for our sport in this country. And we are investing in the sport, including in the Arthur Blank National Training Center in Atlanta, which will open this spring. But what we're really focused on is what we're calling Soccer Forward, which is our legacy initiative to make soccer the most played and the most accessible sport in the United States for everyone, so that everyone can achieve their highest ambition without regard for finance. And so with that focus, we thank the Secretary and the entire team for getting everyone to the matches, in particular for our fans. And we thank you in advance for your support of U.S. Soccer, not just in this event, but for what it will create in terms of momentum for our mission-driven impact sport.
All right, I want to bring up someone special here now. This is going to be Congressman Darren LaHood, the chairman of the Congressional Soccer Caucus and a strong advocate for the World Cup. He's going to be coming up to speak, but just before he does, I got to say, if you haven't been out to the Congressional Soccer match, you got to go, because it is something special to see all the Congress people out there competing, you know, at a high level on the pitch. And Congressman LaHood, please.
USA, USA, USA. Thank you, Kobe. What a great day for our country and a great day for America to be here, and a big week for soccer. I want to thank Secretary Duffy and his team for hosting us here today at this beautiful venue and to talk a little bit about soccer and the World Cup. As everybody knows, the U.S. is not shy about doing big events. But when you think about what the World Cup encompasses for next summer, this is a massive undertaking, as we've heard from a lot of the speakers and particularly from Secretary Duffy. But to put it in perspective, this will be the largest sporting event in the history of the world. It'll be the first time that 3 countries host the World Cup: Canada, Mexico, and the United States. We expand the World Cup for the first time from 32 to 48 teams coming to the United States. As I tell my colleagues, we're going to have 104 Super Bowls in 39 days, simultaneously. 11 venues in the United States, 2 in Canada, 3 in Mexico. And so this is a massive undertaking, a $30 billion economic impact on the United States. And that's the stage that's been set for next summer. And I want to just commend President Trump and the White House for their investment in this World Cup. Going back to the first Trump administration, when we submitted for the bid, it was a team effort to get this bid. But President Trump was front and center in helping to secure the bid for 2026, and now we're less than 7 months away from having this happen. In Congress, we've done a number of things to help our 11 host cities. Early this year, we got a $625 million appropriations that goes to our 11 host cities for security, for helping our police, for helping on logistics for those 11 host cities, which is vitally important. Secondly, $525 million for anti-drone technology for the 11 host cities, which plays an integral part on the security apparatus for the 11 host cities. So we've been very involved at the congressional level on those dollars, putting our money where our mouth is in terms of infrastructure and security that we need for the World Cup. And so I've been awful proud to play a role in Congress with the White House Task Force and all of our partners you've heard from today to make this the most successful World Cup in the history. And we have a generational opportunity for this country. Soccer is the fastest growing sport in the United States. It's the sport that's the most popular in the world. But this World Cup, what it'll mean for the United States, for our youth programs, and for our country, will have a generational impact for the future. And all of you in this room and the people we've heard today will play a role in that. And we look forward to working hard over the next 7 months to make this such a big success for the United States. Thank you, everybody.
And lastly, we'll have the Federal Transit Administrator, Mark Molinaro. Please join me on stage.
I have the very difficult task of being the sixth speaker, which means only one thing. Everything has been said, but not everyone has yet said it. And so it is my job to inspire you off into our breakout sessions, encourage you to really dive in. This is a pep rally. Kobe and I were saying a little bit more. We need a little more energy from you. I noted Sean McMaster wasn't clapping loud enough from Highway. And the transit agencies, you're going to be moving millions of people around this country. Cheer for that. You're on the front line. Come on. First, let me do some housekeeping. In about an hour, we're going to do 2 breakout sessions you likely know, one on ride sharing, one on wayfinding. You'll find them over in the Media Center. Please find your way there. There are a number of partners in the back, including those from USDOT. Please take an opportunity to get information that they're distributing, including our playbook from the FTA, our big event playbook. We hope that it's a good tool for transit agencies, those in the charter sector. We're trying to clarify some of the rules, make sure you understand all the game plans and that you're engaged and ready to go. But this is an exciting time to be working at the United States Department of Transportation, because we are not only going to be moving goods and services, but we're going to be moving millions of people around the country. For this one opportunity when America gets to play on the main stage in soccer, and the world is going to be watching. And so to my friends in transit agencies all across the country, we are grateful for the work that you've done to prepare, but we have so much more to do. We need to be sure, as President Trump and Secretary Duffy have made perfectly clear, the experience those millions of fans, those athletes, those coaches, and everyone associated with World Cup, the experience they have can be made or broken on a transit experience. Be very clear. Transit agencies will be that moment of connection. And we want to be sure that the experience folks have is not only safe, but enjoyable. We have to be on our A game. And the U.S. Department of Transportation and FTA is your partner to ensure that that happens. And it is clearly a wonderful opportunity. And so whether it's a ferry boat or a subway, whether on a platform or a bus, there needs to be a safe, reliable, accessible, and efficient system. There needs to be connectivity. We want our host cities and our transit agencies talking to one another, engaging with one another, and planning together. We have to be on our A game. And I have absolute faith that the transit organizations, our partners in the private sector who play an important role in charter service, you are all prepared for this moment. It is an exciting time to be an American. We will host the World Cup. We will celebrate the 250th anniversary of our independence. And we will put on the best show, the best display, and the best set of games the world has ever known. But it is up to us. And so together, whether it's investment in projects that will create accessibility and reliability in host cities, the President has already, under Secretary Duffy's leadership, invested millions of dollars. We need those projects done. Whether it's partnership with all of the modes and those of us at FTA to ensure that you understand the rules and regulations, that we have the resources ready to go, partnering with our friends in Congress. We want to be sure that we are continuing to row in the same direction, all so very critically important. And lastly, this will be our opportunity, I think, certainly, and we've said it, a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to showcase the strength, the innovation, and the reliability of American transit all across this country. And so together, I think we're going to meet the President's expectation, we will meet Secretary Duffy's mission, and we will put on the best games the world has ever known. Let's go USA. So, Kobe, my notes say I'm closing, but I think you're closing. I think so. So if Kobe did not show up today, they were going to make me be the MC. And I said I'd have to know the names. There's 5 or 6 names. And they said, well, one of them's Duffy. Do you know that one? I said, yes. They said, the other one's Molinaro. Do you know that one? I said, yes. The rest, I don't know. Problematic. Kobe, get to the breakout sessions in an hour. Thanks very much.